Page 24, Mockin Bird Hill. Not to be confused with Mockingbird Lane, it's Mockin Bird Hill. I talk a little bit about verse and a chorus. See, music is in forms, different forms. I don't talk much about forms, but we'll talk a little bit since they got a verse and a chorus. Vocal pieces. The verse is a set of words, and you can have multiple verses, and each verse is a different set of words. A chorus is like one set of words. So you keep repeating and singing the whole piece over and over. Well, each time you do a different verse, but the chorus is always the same. Gospel music does this, sacred music. You look in a church hymnal for the Christian churches, a lot of them are verses and choruses. Now, sometimes, most of the time, doesn't have to be, usually is, they split the sections up in music, in the written music, with double bar lines, the little thin bar lines. If you look at the end of the first line on page 25, you see the two double bar lines there. It tells you you're going into a new section. And they put the word chorus up above to tell you, oh, by the way, this is the chorus. Actually, it's the pickup beat is the new section. It's the chorus, and then the verse is the part in front of the chorus. Now, you have to watch it because some pieces of music, they actually put the chorus first and the verse second. So it could be either way. There's no rule says it's got to be in a particular order. So most of the time it'll be the verse first and then the chorus. Doesn't have to be. So Mockin Bird Hill, 3/4 time, 2 flats. We're still in the key of B flat major. Make sure you can do the scales, the B flat major scales. Try and do 2 octaves up and down if you can. And the G minor scale. Again, 2 octaves up and down if you can. Try and do it. And the arpeggios. It has a pickup beat, so let's just cover it. I have some things I want to talk about the fingering. Again, the different styles of fingering, and the fingering style I use is one that I try and play everything legato with the fingers if I can. I work out a fingering that lets me do that. I like to feel my way around the keyboard. I like to feel these motions, these string of notes with my fingers. So we're starting out 3rd finger here. That's going to put us in this position. Not going to stay there, but that's it. And then it's 3 and 3, and then stretch out. Now if we look at the first 2 full measures in the notes, you have a D, F, a B flat, and a D. That's a chord. It's a B flat chord in first inversion extended. And that's the fingering. It's the 4th finger on the B flat, not 3rd. So I recommend 4th finger there on the first full measure, 3rd. And then you can, if you want, come up. Again, it's an E flat chord, broken. And lift up. Now, 3rd line down, first measure. I recommend it's a 4, reach down with 3rd finger, 2, 1. So it gets all of these in one position. Feels a little awkward, but sometimes piano does. So, yeah, so it's here. And then lift up and move during the rest. Do that again. And then for the last 2 eighth notes on page 24, I recommend maybe you have a rest. I recommend maybe a 3-2, because you got a 1 here. 3-2-1. This is a rather fast piece, and I don't want to be using the same finger on repeated notes if I don't have to. So it's like 3-2-1, because I can do that quicker than I can do 3-2-1. Not that you're going to go that fast, but the point is 3-2-1, once you learn the movement, is easier than using the same finger, in my opinion. And for the chorus, they're saying in the 2nd line, this is the first measure, 4 and then 2. I don't agree with that. Why not just stay where you're at? And use 2nd finger, and then reach down. And then come down, 3rd finger. I don't have to cross over the thumb. And again, the fingering style I use is, in addition to connecting the notes, I don't cross over the thumb if I don't have to. Well, I don't have to. So I just, 2nd line, stay on 4th finger. Then lift up. And for the third line, 5, 4, here, 3, these. I get all these notes in one hand position. I don't have to cross over. And again, third measure, third finger. I'm just avoiding crossing over the thumbs. Fingering in the book is fine. If you want to use it, go for it. But I prefer this one. Going on. Lift up. Fourth finger. This is the last line there. Fourth finger on the C. Again, see, I got them all in one hand position. I find that a little easier. Again, this is a fast piece, and when I don't have to cross over the thumb, it just makes it a little less difficult for me. For the left hand, you just got the broken chords. The B flat chord, and fourth finger. Fourth finger's fine. It's in here. And then third line down. I don't like the fingering here in the third line down, first measure. Here you got a 3-1, and a 3-1. No, if you can, how about doing a 4-2? Because again, that's a standard fingering for it, so we can do here, and then a 3-1, 2-1. Keep in mind this is a quick piece. So. And then back to the broken chord. You get the same thing in the third line on page 25, the last two measures. 4-2, 3-1, 2-1, as we had before. And then going on, this fourth line. And then one fourth finger again. I'm not crazy about that. I would prefer to connect this, so thumb on the D. Just scrunch up. Then I can cross over. But to me, that's easier. Then it's my opinion. The last two measures here. Well, if you do the 4-2, you don't have to do that. You got that. You'll have to decide on the fingering you're going to use, but that's my recommendation. Then slowly. So just work it out yourself. I don't want to have to play it all for you. And again, I'm still connecting everything. So you get rid of the hesitations. You can go really, really slow. It's not how fast you go here. It's the beat needs to be steady. I can't talk and play at the same time, so there. Then we can add the articulation. I recommend finger staccato here because it's a quick little piece. And the larger muscles like that don't work so well when it's fast. It's easier to use littler muscles, so the fingers. So slur, down, up. And then the second line that has a line over it, hang on to that. The full beat and to hear more. So forth. So put in the articulation. In the left hand, it's just the slurs. You'd all pretty much do that anyway, even if they didn't tell you to. And here, it's more of a wrist staccato. And the third line down here. This is why you can get away with their fingering, because it's staccato. I still find their fingering awkward, so I'm just going to recommend that. It's one of the reasons I play it legato first, because that helps me figure out a fingering for that. It doesn't always work out, but it works out most of the time. So put in the articulation, and then add the dynamics to the melody. Sort of loud. Left hand, keep it soft. That doesn't sound right, but that's what's written. I'm sorry, it's the way it is. Keep going. So forth. So you're staying sort of in the area of medium loud. You don't have to stay right there. You can get a little louder and softer as you go going. Like I tend to come down at the end of a phrase. It's like coming down at the end of a sentence. Yeah. Well, just because you have a rest doesn't mean it's the end of a phrase. It simply means it's taking a long breath is what it means. But if you follow the sentences, like in the third line down, second measure, that ends it. So I come down there. I can come down there a little bit and then take off again. Now at the bottom, that's not an end of a phrase, because if you read the sentence, it keeps going. All we're doing is taking a nice long breath. Then when the chorus starts at the end of the first line on page 25, you see it goes up to forte. This is typical when you have a verse and a chorus. Most of the time, the chorus will be louder. This is where we're letting go. We survived the verse, and now we're going. So you loud. Keep the left hand in the background, though. Now, it's where, depending on how much you've had to drink and so forth, I mean, this is the fun part of the piece. You just let her out. Nobody's listening to you and nobody cares. You're just having fun. Okay, I'll leave that up to you. Then we get to the speed. Well, brightly, and they give a metronome, and that's a suggestion. It needs to be accurate. It needs to be controlled. So it's here. You don't slow down at the end or nothing. You just go all the way to the end of the train wreck and then you're done. No. And that's where if I had more verses, you go back and just keep going. Just have fun with it. It's a really happy piece.